Welcome back on World News. Bodyguards are part of the routine preparation for a campaign stop for Guilermo Valencia, a mayor candidate in Morelia, the capital of the troubled Mexican state of Michoacan. However, only a driver accompanies Valencia in his own armed SUV, while his bodyguards ride in cars ahead and behind the candidate mayor. Other campaign aides have been scared to ride with him since a May attack that wounded a bodyguard, his private secretary, and left his previous campaign vehicle riddled with bullets. Both members of Valencia's team survived. Officials have made no arrests, and experts say drug cartels in Mexico often attack innocent candidates to force them out of races and leave the way clear for cartel favorites. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has started a program to protect candidates, acknowledging that the violence is alarming. The government has assigned armed bodyguards to some candidates, like Valencia. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge attended a beating retreat ceremony in Edinburgh on Thursday, on the last day of their tour to Scotland. A beating retreat is a historic military ceremony. The mass pipes and drums of the combined cadet force in Scotland, joined by local school dancers who took part in a traditional jig, performed for the royals at the Palace of Holyrood House. Members of local charities and schools were also invited. Mila Snedden, a 5-year-old leukemia patient whom the Duchess has forged a relationship with through her Hold Still photo project, was also a guest at the event along with her family. The Duke and Duchess spoke to some of the cadets and guests after the event. President Joe Biden took some time out from touting his infrastructure proposal for some ice cream in Ohio. After speaking at Cuyahoga Community College in Cleveland, Biden stopped at the Honey Hut ice cream stand. The president ordered chocolate chip ice cream cone for himself and a honey pecan for a supporter nearby. While talking with supporters, Biden was asked about the lack of support for Republicans for a January 6th commission to investigate the Capitol riot. Senate Republicans on Thursday were ready to deploy the filibuster to block the commission, shattering chances for a bipartisan probe of the deadly assault. Although they live in dire conditions, Ethiopian refugees are finding time to stay stylish. Ethiopian refugee Beit Gabriel is braiding the hair of a girl to give her a stylish Tigray hairdo. Inside her small tent in Umrakuba refugee camp, Gabriel braids other refugees' hair to make a living. Gabriel lost her family in the conflict back home that has sparked allegations of ethnic cleansing and fears of famine. The war has forced the refugees to leave everything behind. Most of them came with no money, clothes, or personal belongings. No one knows how many thousands of civilians or combatants have been killed since months of political tensions between Ethiopian President Abiy Ahmed's government and the Tigray leaders who have once dominated Ethiopia's government exploded in November into war. The region remains largely cut off from the world, with a few journalists allowed in. For some Ethiopian refugees, a hairstyle from back home helps them feel connected to their country. People can enjoy food and drinks as well as classic lawn games while maintaining coronavirus guidelines. With the virus situation stabilizing in Hong Kong and vaccines gradually reaching more of the population, Hong Kongers are seeking to get out of their homes for summer activities. Overlooking the skyline of Hong Kong, this space consists of individual pods and encircled space for guests to meet with their friends in a group of 4. Each pod is 1.5 meters away from each other, which is a COVID-19 requirement by the Hong Kong government for any public outdoor activities. Classic lawn games such as croquet, cornhole were installed in individual areas in between the pods where guests can book the space to play the game with their friends. The lawn club will open their doors until July. Farmers on vast tracts of land in Australia's New South Wales are being threatened by a mouse plague that the state government describes as absolutely unprecedented. Just how many millions of rodents have infested the agricultural plains across the state is guesswork. At night, the floors of sheds vanish beneath carpets of scampering mice. Ceilings come alive with the sounds of scratching. One family blamed mice chewing electrical wires for their house burning down. The risk is that the mice will maintain their numbers through the southern hemisphere winter and devour the wheat, barley, and canola before it can be harvested. Professor Stephen Hawking's entire office and archives have been acquired for the British nation. His first book, A Brief History of Time, sold 10 million copies. He was honored by world leaders, appeared in several TV cameos, and a film about his early life, starring Hollywood star Eddie Redmayne, was released in 2014. Hawking's achievements are all the more remarkable, given the extreme physical restrictions of his condition, ALS, also known as motor neuron disease. Diagnosed at 22 while studying at Cambridge, he was initially told he would die within 2 years, but stunned doctors by living for more than 50 years before passing away in 2018 at age 76. His trademark wheelchairs and the communication equipment that gave Hawking his distinctive robotic voice sit alongside his landmark papers on theoretical physics and his scripts from his appearance on The Simpsons. His entire office is being preserved by the Science Museum. Hawking's own family made the decision to allow his possessions to become part of public collections.